This is Joe Pugh for IFLTV. We're here at Wembley, Magnificent 7 London edition. First Magnificent 7 London of this recent kind of few shows. I think we've had Manchester, we've had Birmingham. He comes to the capital. Yeah. Dev, how are you?
I'm good. The rebirth of the Mag 7. Great to see you, Joe. I'm used to now seeing you on various Instagram stories, normally with a girl on each arm or dancing or singing, just living your very best life.
That must be another Joe Pugh.
No, I can't get enough. To be honest, mate, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Joe Pugh. I think you're hilarious. You make me laugh. You have a great energy about you. So how are you? How's your life, Joe?
I'm good. Are you laughing at me or with me? What side of the line are we going at?
Bit of both, really, but I just think you're great. I think you're great.
Okay. I'll take that. I'll take half of it. But look, yeah, fantastic card, headlined by a real, feels like an old school British middleweight fight between Brad Pauls and Bentley. So many titles on the line and so much at stake for the winner as world title shot beckons.
Stakes are high, mate. The stakes are very high. You actually tee it up very, very well when you say it. World title shot beckons. That's right. Frank said it. We can see where they are with the WBO, number 1, number 2. Since that launch presser about a month ago, the stakes have got higher since then. There's now a European title on the line. There's now a world title on the line, you know, in the future. It's brilliant, and I love the intensity of Denzel Bentley up there. The whole time I saw something that you couldn't see, which was his foot was shaking, not shaking like in fear, but like, you know, he just wants to get out of it. Psychologists say that when you're making movements with your feet and stuff like that, it means you don't really want to be here. He doesn't want to be here chatting about a fight. He didn't really chat about the fight up there. He can't wait for the fight. He's making weight. And listen, a big performance on Saturday will mean a lot to Denzel Bentley and will mean a lot to this middleweight division. Because we saw that fight with Janibek, right? Where he was, let's say, ill-equipped to take on Janibek at that time, but still managed to give Janibek fits, took him the distance and gave him hell in that fight. So if he gets another shot at Janibek with this form, with who he is as a man now, maybe he can do the job on Janibek. But first, he needs to do a job on Brad Pauls. Brad Pauls is having the year of his life. And he said up there, which I sort of led him on to, there is a feeling that he's already won from where he was to where he is. He's had a brilliant 2024. If he beats Denzel Bentley, my goodness, 2025 could be something very special.
Dev SAHNI, the interviewer, Dev SAHNI, the MC host, Dev SAHNI, the TikTok troll, and now the psychologist.
Yeah, no, this psychology thing's mad though. You know, I watch programs about, like, I guess I'm weird, about like serial killers when they get like interviewed by the police, and you can see like when they're lying, when they start like doing their shoulders and start like twitching in certain ways, when they start moving their feet like they want to run away because they're starting to get caught out. Love all that shit. But
so what you're saying is Denzel Bentley showing traits of a serial killer?
Hey, he says he wants to make Brad Pauls quit, but I'm not saying anything about him being a potential serial killer. But listen, we're getting so far away from the boxing and starting to talk about just some of the shit telly that I watch.
Any good TV shows?
24 Hours in Police Custody. That's always fascinating. Do you watch that?
Occasionally.
Always find that very fascinating. Obviously, I'm a celebrity. I'm watching that all the time, enjoying that. It's good fun.
Who's going to win that?
Who's left? Because they started going, haven't they? I like the McFly fella.
Danny.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. I like it when he just starts singing, then like others start joining in. They have nice moments, so I like him. Hopefully he gets it. Tyrone's been all right as well, isn't he? So, you know, he's doing a good job. He's doing Corrie proud. So hopefully they can all do their families proud and go home safely to their families.
What level of fame, how many more levels have you got to achieve for you to be asked to go on I'm a Celebrity, get me out of it?
I think we'd have to do several interviews every day, but we would see the numbers diminish even further than this number's going to hit. I'll be honest, Joe, I don't think I'll ever get there. And that's going to be difficult to accept, but you've confronted me with it, and yeah, I'm done really, aren't I?
I'd love to go on it, but...
Would you eat all the kangaroo bollocks and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kangaroo vagina would be more into, but...
Left. But what I will say is you didn't take an awful lot of convincing there, Joe. You didn't take
They're giving me 200 grand. Right, boxing, please. We'll go through the Mag 7 card. Oh, well, I was just going to give it to you. Mag 7 card, please.
No, don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. Come on, let's talk about the fights.
All right, Sam Noakes, Ryan Walsh. Just spoke to Sam, and as much as he was his fun-loving, cheeky, chappy self, there was a few kind of flickers, switches where he turned and saw a little bit of a different side to him for the first time in his career.
I've never seen that before. I've sat at several top tables with Sam Noakes, his press conference. I've never seen him look at an opponent the way he has just looked at Ryan Walsh. That was different, and we did a whole 20-minute locked in, gloves are off type thing, and that was fairly good natured. Everyone in the room was just enjoying what Ryan Walsh was saying. Sam Noakes has had enough of hearing what Ryan Walsh has had to say. I love that. I've never seen that look in his eye before, and he looks determined to do a job. But Ryan Walsh is stubborn, and he believes in himself, and it's going to take an awful lot to beat a man who believes that much in himself and doesn't see a way that he can lose. Fascinating fight, Joe.
Dakers Adelay. Been brewing, some would say too long now after the pull-out, but now it's finally here, ready to go. Heavyweight war for the English title.
Good, yeah, it's so good, isn't it? Yeah, it's been brewing. It's been about a year where it's been talked about, and I'm glad it's finally here. I like their personalities around each other, because David Adelay's got this thing where he feels like Sol Dakers almost isn't worthy of a kind of a slanging match at a presser like Fabio Wardley was. He almost feels like, well, he's been very clear. He believes Sol Dakers is a boring man and he has no personality. Sol Dakers hasn't been disputing that too much, by the way. He's just been saying, at least I ain't got a fake personality. So they're having these little jabs at each other, and who will win the battle of the jabs on Saturday? We'll find out, Joe. Good fight, isn't it? Good fight. And this division's just crazy right now. You never know what's going to happen with the winner here. I'd imagine big fights. Like, there's so many players in the heavyweight division. Winner becomes a player.
Teed me up, because the division is getting even crazier with Lawrence Okolie, who makes his heavyweight debut. From being around him yesterday and today, I don't know if you'd agree, but it feels so much more relaxed. Now he hasn't got to make cruiserweight, let alone bridgerweight. He feels more at one with himself, ready to fight.
Well, you must remember this is our first fight with him, so I haven't been around him much at all. But from what I've seen today, he seems in good spirits. And I'm curious what that scales will say. How big a heavyweight is Lawrence Okolie? Because I had him and David Adelay on the stream. David Adelay's a big guy. Lawrence Okolie was taller. I don't know weight-wise, but he was taller than David Adelay, so he can certainly hang. Fascinated. We've got all this sauce that's just going to get poured on the heavyweight division. He thinks he can become a free weight world champion. These are lofty ambitions. He's a brilliant addition to this heavyweight division. And do you know what? I'm a fan, mate. I'm a fan of Lawrence Okolie. I know people slag him off and they say, oh, he hugs. Even Hussein Muhammad up there was saying, like, just don't hug me. Great line. But people say all that. What about his knockouts? What about what he just did to that Rosansky fella? Just banged him out, and very quickly. I think he can hit very hard. I think he's going to trust his chin more than ever with this added weight. And I think he's going to be a player in the division.
Will become the fourth ever British free weight world champion. Can you name the other three?
Can you?
Yeah.
Cool. No, I don't know.
Ricky Burns.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Duke McKenzie was here today.
Yes.
And
Duke McKenzie, who's another free weight world champion? He'd probably be one of the smaller fellas. Free weight. Did Crawler? No, Crawler didn't do it. Are you looking it up?
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't know either. I don't know. This is a gripping viewing, I'm sure, for all the IFLTV viewers.
Well, we'll come back to this. We'll come back whilst I Google it. We'll come back to it. Let's talk about Shawn Noakes taking on Matthew Rennie. Feels like Shawn Noakes has come from being Sam Noakes' brother this year to becoming an actual prospect who's been spoke about in his own right.
Rightly so. He's Sam Noakes has had to win all the belts for the Noakes family, right? He's been bringing them home essentially. British, European, Commonwealth, all the various organisation baubles, and now Shawn Noakes is starting to pull his weight. He's got the English title. He wants more titles than just the English. Trust me on that. But he's got a man from the Isle of Man who has his own ideas, and he wants to become the first English champion from the Isle of Man. Will he be man enough to beat Shawn Noakes? We will find out. I can't wait, man.
Some boy, man. Right, last one. Want to just quickly touch on the Feb 22nd card that got announced this week. And I quote, Frank Warren said to me today, if anybody moans about this, they know nothing about boxing. And I couldn't agree with him more.
Correct. But there will still be some idiots out there moaning, you know it. Oh, it's going to go on too long. No, shut up. Do you know what I mean, Joe? Just shut up. Just enjoy it. Enjoy this brilliant show. We're so lucky. We're so lucky right now. This Riyadh season, almost intervention in the sport of boxing, has sent things to a whole nother level. Feels like every time a Riyadh season show is announced, we all collectively say, oh my God, that's the best one ever. Every time a Riyadh season promo is released, as Shawn Noakes grabs at my elbow, every time a Riyadh season promo is released, we say, oh my God, that's the best one ever. Well, this card may well be the best one ever. Unbelievable. Like, at the top of it, you know, there's fights that I keep forgetting, then I'm like, oh, what, Boatsi Callum Smith?
First, by the way, which is mad.
Ajit Kabayal against Zhang. Like, this is so good. And great to see Joe Parker getting his shot. The world was sort of rallying around him, saying he's the man, he deserves a shot. And Daniel Dubois like, yeah, all right. Like, there's no, like, yeah, what, are you sure, Daniel? I mean, you've just faced Anthony Joshua. Before that, you just faced Filip Hrgovic. Before that, you just faced Jarrell Miller. It wasn't so long ago you were in the ring with Usyk. You all right to fight Parker? Do you want like an easier one? Bring me Parker. Love that.
Are these the two most informed heavyweights, excluding Fury and Usyk?
Excluding Fury and Usyk, yeah, you'd have to say so. You'd have to say so because obviously Usyk's in like mad form. Like beat AJ twice, beat Fury. That's mad form. But the what Daniel Dubois has done, his resume right now, when you include losses as well, which is what you do, you say it's about who you've been in with. This resume that he's built at 27 years old is just as good as anything we've seen recently. Do you remember when Anthony Joshua went on that run of, you know, it was Klitschko, Brazil, Molina, all of those guys, Parker, Povetkin, and Eddie Hearn would just like reel them off, and you'd be like, yeah, this is really good. Dubois having that run now, it's unbelievable the guys he's been in with and the guys that he's knocked out. The Kingslayer is back, and he's now got a crown. Can't wait to see if Parker can take it off him.
Parker tougher fight than Joshua?
Find out. We'll find out. Stylistically, maybe. Parker has a habit of diffusing heavy-handed heavyweights. He was the first man to take Joshua the distance. He took Wilder the distance. Of course, he beat Wilder. He beat Zhang over 12 rounds. Had to overcome a little bit there, but still took the bang. So, could he diffuse Daniel Dubois? Does he know a little bit too much for Dynamite? I don't know. Daniel Dubois, his form is incredible right now. He just looks red hot, grown as a man, ringing into TalkSport. Get me on. I want to chat to the guys. He's different. Just a whole different fella.
Very last one, away from everything really. On one wild boxing prediction that you believe is going to happen in 2025.
One wild boxing prediction.
You've actually got to believe it as well.
My wild boxing prediction. I think we'll see John Jones in a boxing ring.
I was not expecting that. I thought
I'd be curious to see that. Look, we've seen Ngannou in a boxing ring. Obviously, he's got the power and all that. John Jones not known for his striking, but he's a big name. He's a big name, and this whole thing's about names at the moment. You'd pay to watch John Jones box, wouldn't you?
Yeah, depending who, obviously. I'd pay for him to fight you.
Why would you do that? What have I ever done? What have I done? I was bigging you up at the start of the interview.
No, you didn't. You said you half laughed at me. So that side, I'll get him to beat one side of you up. Dev, thank you very much for speaking to IFLTV. Tune in to TNT Sports live from 6 p.m. Saturday night over at Wembley.
Just before that, on the Queensbury YouTube, a couple of fights on there as well. Enjoy. It's all happening.
Who's on it with you?
I've got the Fail twins. So, this is a real test for me. Which one's which? But apparently it's very easy to tell. I've never been able to tell, I'll be honest. So that'll be sort of comedy in itself, just me trying to pick the twins apart.